Okay, so you're back for part two. So if you watched my previous video that I just did, I will link that down below. That was just talking about how I actually do my swatch sticks. I don't like to use the nail wheels. I don't want the white swatch sticks. I want the clear swatch sticks. I talked about another way that you can swatch your polish, not on a nail wheel, but using a ball chain and fake nails, so you can hole punch them and put them on there. And this is actually a really great system that I like as well. So this video is not really going to be about how I swatch them. This is basically like after you swatch all of your polishes, what in the world are you supposed to do next? Because that was the most difficult part for me, figuring out how I wanted to organize them, what I wanted to put together. Did I want to categorize them by brand, by color, by date, so I know what's old? I don't know. There's tons of different ways that you can categorize them. So that was the most difficult part for me. So hopefully this video will help you if you've swatched all of your little babies and you don't know what to do next, okay? So let's get started. Okay. So I just swatched this brand new little tiny Color Club Mini that I got from my Birchbox. If I get a polish from a box, I like to know which box I got it from. I don't know why, just because I do. Also, if I do a nail video or nail design or tutorial or something, I like to know where I got the polish from. So I can tell you guys, I got this in my April julep box or whatever. So just so if you want the polishes, you can kind of have more information about how to find them. So that's just something I like to include. So I gave the example of this one where I put Color Club, which is the brand. I put Mod in Manhattan, and then I put Birchbox June 2013. Now, I always start off with the brand first because my actual swatches are not organized by brand. They're organized by color. But on my nail racks, and I can do a polish collection to show you guys this, on my nail racks, I have them organized by brand. So I can look here, find which one I want, know that it's Color Club, go right to that section on my nail racks and find the polish really quickly. So it's a great system. Okay, so I have this one. I'm gonna have to put it with my other swatches. Now this is just what I have, kind of where I do my nails, and it's just, I don't even know where I got this. It's just an organizer, and you can use whatever you want. I've got my swatches here. I've got all of my extra labeling tape here, and I've got my extra nail swatch sticks there. Okay, now as I talked about in the first video, when you buy these actual nail sticks, they come with this long screw. You're supposed to put them on, and then there's a little bolt at the end that you're going to screw on there, and they can stay on the stick. That works just fine, but it doesn't hold that many, and also I wanted to be able to hang mine up, so I don't use those. I went to Staples and I got binder rings, okay? And I'm sure you've seen these at Walmart. You can get them at Walmart, you can get them at Target. I got the largest ones, so that's what I use for mine, just because I like the ring. It's easier for me to hold in my hand if I want to hang them up next to like where I do my nails. I can, I don't know. I just like the ring better, so that's what I do. So my actual swatches, I have quite a few of them, obviously, and it took me a long time to do these at first, but after you get caught up, you just, every time you get a new polish, you just swatch them, and then it doesn't take you more than like 5 minutes. Okay, so I have them organized in rainbow order, which is how most people suggest to you to do your swatches, and I do agree. But then there are certain colors of the rainbow that aren't included in rainbow order. Of course, rainbow order, I was always taught to remember Roy G. Biv. I'm sure you guys were in school as well, where it's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Okay, the problem is there's pink, there's turquoise, there's other crazy colors that aren't included. So that was what I found to be the most difficult. So let me show you exactly what I did. Okay, so let's start off with red, okay? There are so many colors that are between pink and red, and it's hard to tell, would you put this on a pink ring? Would you put this on a red ring? And it's just too hard to tell. So I put red and pinks together, okay? So, and then I organized my rings. I tried to organize them from dark to light, and that was really difficult because with your metallic finishes and things like that, it's really difficult, but as long as your reds are pretty much in the same space, I realized that after I obsessed over trying to get them in an exact order from darkest to lightest, that it really just wasn't worth it. So now I just kind of put them where they fit kind of in general. Okay, so right here, you can kind of see the difference with my reds here and my pinks here, and you'll see that it does go from darker to lighter. So what I've done is, this is kind of where it kind of splits from red to pink. So on my reds, I just kind of eyed it and saw what I thought to be the darkest red to the lightest red and just put them in that order. And then, like I said, there's so many polishes that are kind of in between pink and red, kind of like fuchsia, like this one. It's kind of hard to tell. So then I just kind of started with my pinks, and I just did my darkest pinks kind of to my lightest pinks. So my red and pinks I put together. Now if this starts to get too full, I will take the pinks off and put them on a separate ring and just have a red ring and a pink ring. But for now, I don't have enough polishes in this color category, so my red and pinks are just on one ring. So as you can see, I'll just kind of show you on this one just kind of how the information that I have. Alright, so starting here, I've got Color Club Velvet Rope. So that didn't come from a box, and I don't know exactly what date I bought it, so I just put the brand and the name. That's it. So if I want to do like a red manicure, and I'm going through here, and I'm like, oh, okay, I really like that color, I can look and see Sally Hansen, Presto Pink, know that it's an Insta-Dry, go right to my nail rack, pull it off, and I know what it's going to look like already when it's dried on the nail. Okay, so I'm just going to give you kind of some examples of the information that I include. Alright, so like I said, we've got Color Club Velvet Rope, we've got Clean Color Metallic Red, Carolyn New York, Lincoln Center, this one, Nail UV, Berry Sweetie, that's a UV polish, Julep, Molly, and then I put Cupid Mystery Box, because like I said, I want to know where I got them. If I got them from a box, I've got an OPI, I've got another Carolyn New York, Sally Hansen, since they make like the extreme wear and the Insta Dry and all of those, I do kind of put whether they're extreme wear or whether they're Insta Dry, because I have those separated on my nail rack. So Sally Hansen Rapid Red, Insta Dry, China Glaze, Helium, and I put the collection because I have this full collection and they're all together, so I put the Up and Away collection. Julep, Rose, Hooray for My Mystery Box, Pure Ice, Jackpot, and so on, okay? So that's just kind of the information that I include. I can do a full nail collection and tell you exactly what I put on the swatch if you'd like to see it, but it's really just kind of what you like and what information you need to find the polishes easily and to know what you need to know about them. A lot of people will put like 3 coats or 2 coats, however many coats they actually put on the swatch stick, and that's a good idea. I just don't really care about that. But you can put chips, good for stamping, bad for stamping, whatever, okay? Alright, so I put red and pink together. So then it goes orange and yellow, and I don't have a whole lot of orange and yellow, so you can see that this is a much smaller ring, and I put the orange and the yellow together. So again, you'll see I've gone from dark orange to light orange, dark yellow to light yellow. So you can kind of see that. And like I said, if this gets too full, I'll separate them, put yellow on its own ring, orange on its own ring. And you can just do that in the beginning if you want. But my yellow ring would be pretty sad. So I just put them together again. And kind of the same thing with the information. I just put the brand first. So we've got a Clean Color, a Sally Hansen, a Color Club, a China Glaze, a Julep, another Sally Hansen. I put my brand first because they're organized by brand on my nail rack, so I can kind of look through these, pick my color, and find it in like no time. Okay, so that's orange, yellow. Next is green. Green and blues were the ones that gave me fits because I have the most green and blue polish of anything, and there's so many turquoises that you literally cannot tell if it's green or if it's blue, so it gave me fits. So I just started off with the strictly blue ones, again, dark to light. Then I have kind of the strictly green ones, again, dark to light, and then right here in the middle you'll see that I have all of these kind of turquoise polishes that aren't really blue or green. And again, I tried to go from dark turquoise to light turquoise. And you can see this ring is pretty full because they're starting to come up on the side and stick out. So I actually probably pretty soon will get a separate ring and split these apart. So there's blue and greens, they're together. Indigo and violet, I put on one ring because, again, you can't really tell sometimes if it's blue or if it's purple. So that would be indigo when you can't tell the difference. So what I've done here is I started with my purples. So again, I went from my dark purple to my lighter purples, and then I have my indigos in here. This one for sure. You can't really tell if it's blue or if it's purple. So I kind of just threw those in at the end, and you can see a difference here in my purple and then my indigos at the end. So purple and indigo are together. This one's also getting kind of full. And then the problem that I ran into was that you are left with a whole bunch of polishes. So I did a neutral ring, and I would suggest this because this was a hard thing to do. So I did a neutral ring. So this is my neutral ring, and this is where I have my blacks, then my dark browns, then my grays, then I've got some metallics that are like metallic silver. I've got my browns and my peaches, I've got my whites, I've got my creams, and these are not in as strict of an order. Again, I just kind of went from darker to lighter, and I just kind of separated them by color. I've got my whites and my browns together and my blacks together. So you will have to do a neutral ring for those metallics that are silver and gold, and those browns because they're not in rainbow order. So I had to do a neutral ring, and that's with my blacks, my browns, my peaches, my whites, and my grays, and my metallics. Silver, gold, all of those. Okay, and then I still had a ton of polishes left over that I could not figure out where they went. So I have a ring that is super full that I actually need to separate out and put on 2 rings. And this is kind of like my specialty polishes, my glitters, the indies I just bought that don't really fit with the color because they're multicolor or something like that. So on here, you'll see I have the Girly by Revlon that I just did in the video. I've got my indie polishes right here that don't really fit with a color because they've got a whole bunch of colors. I've got my Sally Hansen Fuzzy Coat. I've got the Fergie Walk of Fame. I've got my China Glaze glitters. I've got other just glitter polishes to use as accents. This is kind of like my accent nail ring, I would maybe say. I've got my glow in the darks here because even though these are colors, they're glow in the dark. So that would be more of like a specialty polish, or, you know, it's kind of like these are kind of the unique accent polishes, I guess you would say. So I've got my glow in the darks, I've got a crackle, I've got different glitters, indies, fuzzy coat, textured polish, that kind of thing goes on this ring because it's separate than a regular polish. So this is kind of like my specialty ring. So yeah, so I have 6 rings, and that has all of my polishes. I know it's a ton. If you'd like to see a polish collection with showing you every polish that I have, I would be happy to do it. Just let me know. So I hope that this was helpful just to see how I divided mine out and organized mine. This is my system. This is what I use if I want to find a color. I use these, and then I go to my nail rack and grab that bottle instead of digging through a tub of bottles. So it's very organized. It's really easy to use. And it's a great system. So let me know if you have any questions, or if you want to see a polish collection, or if you want to see each individual swatch and the information I included, so I can do a polish collection that way. So just let me know what you want to see. I hope this was helpful. If you need to know anything else, leave me a comment and I will answer. And I hope you enjoyed, so I will see you in the next video. Bye!